Today we're going to be talking about straight actors taking on gay movie roles. It's definitely a topic, so I'll give you a moment to form your own opinion. That's enough. Movies are an amazing thing, and your favorite is likely one that you felt an emotional connection to. So, what happens when that interpolation is ripped away from you when you find out that the actor isn't even remotely close to who they portrayed on screen in real life? Many have taken it upon themselves to point out these differences, specifically in actors that they claim to be straight, who are portraying a gay role. Now, these actors who they decide to take the liberty of assuming that these actors are straight may in actuality be questioning or unlabeled, just generally unstated, and maybe coming to terms and discovering it themselves. And the idea that straight is just the default sexuality is a whole other topic in and of itself. But for now, I'd like to discuss why might a straight actor take on a gay role. To put it plain and simple, they're actors, and whoever can best play a role plays the role. The same could be said for actors who play vampires, mermaids, evil stepmothers, and yes, gay people. It doesn't necessarily mean that that actor is obligated to be that role in real life as well. A straight actor playing a gay character is just like any other different role for them. So the question really comes down to, should they be playing these roles? So we've discussed why straight people might take a gay role, but some argue that they shouldn't be taking these gay roles. One side can say that it's just like any other role for an actor who puts themselves through another lens and conveys a story that's different from their very own, and that's the whole art of an actor. The opposing, however, states that it may take away the role from an actual gay person to have been able to tell their authentic story. Another argument is that it may misrepresent queer people or water down the story to more appeal to a straight audience. So in a way, more or less glorifying the LGBTQ plus community. Now, actors will continue to take on roles and opportunities, so yes, straight actors will continue to play gay roles. But who are these actors, and how much is too much? A recent spark of this has been with not even an actor, but with the musician Billie Eilish, who has been slammed for queerbaiting ever since her 2021 single Lost Cause, most notably, where she was featured with a group of women, and fans were concerned that she may have been over-sexualizing and glorifying the queer community, all for commercial gain. Now, since this has happened, Billie Eilish has openly voiced that she is attracted to women, so you'd think that it would all be over and that it would all be okay. But Billie Eilish was recently featured on the remix of Charli XCX's song, Guess, which is a kind of witty song about being fixated on, but in a cheeky way, with lyrics like, "You wanna guess the color of my underwear." But when Billie Eilish was featured on the song, she got the lyric, "Charli likes boys, but she knows I'd hit it." And then there's even lyrics where Billie voices having peeked for Charli's underwear and searching for her underwear. Clearly, fans had a problem with this in the accompanying video, as it came across as Billie belittling women, and it gave tendencies for fans. Not only this, but upset that she would reduce Charli to a mere object, especially when Charli is 10 years older than Billie, and Charli is also engaged to a man. Initially, when I seen these accusations, I thought, oh, but Billie didn't even write her own lyrics, since when I checked the music video credits at the very end, it didn't even credit Billie. But upon looking for the official credits, she is in fact credited, so I'm unsure as why the music video said otherwise, but nonetheless, that is all false. Queerbaiting is a completely inaccurate term for the situation since Billie is queer, and using this song to back up their case specifically is insane, since it's a remix of an already existing song with the same meaning that wasn't written by Billie. And literally most all of Billie's lyrics are just repeated from the original. It would be completely media inadequate to say that this is queerbaiting, but regardless, these are not all predatory symptoms, as she just voices finding women, specifically Charli, attractive, in order to convey Charli's song and the original meaning of it. It's like acting, and Billie has never outwardly stated or publicly voiced a lust or desire for Charli. I would also like to point out that at the very end of the song, both Billie and Charli state, "You want to guess if we're serious about this song," which just goes to show that Charli very much is aware of these lyrics and consents and agrees to these being released under her name. I'm sure that behind the scenes, Billie and Charli are kikiing it up, because I'm sure it was a marketing move, and that the fans who get it, get it. And another notable case of this has been with Nicholas Galatzine, who has played in an impressive 5 gay roles as a straight actor. These consisting of Prince Henry in Red, White, and Royal Blue, Angelo in Legends, Connor Masters in Handsome Devil, Timmy Andrews in The Craft Legacy, and George Villiers in Mary and George. And because of the rapidity of him playing these roles, it sparked conversations wondering whether this should be okay. This also puts into question, why aren't more queer actors taking these roles? The queer talent is very much alive in Hollywood, and there's an assortment of rising, aspiring, and even established actors who are all queer. But why don't we see more of them taking these said gay roles? This may be because taking on these roles can be a blessing and a curse, as while one could put forth their more authentic and lived experience into these characters that they can relate to truly, but playing these roles that they are in actuality can wind them into a machine where they're then viewed differently due to the misogyny of the public, and then they're viewed as nothing but the gay actor, with companies then typecasting them as just the gay character, and they lose a lot of their potential, and then they're unable to display their other talents that they could have put forth otherwise. It would put them in one business that they may not want to be limited in, and it could result in financial struggles as they're relying on this one thing to keep them afloat. Which, in result, is why we hear some possible big name stars who hide the fact that they are queer, or just generally keep their personal life out of the public knowledge. Now that we've unpacked why a queer actor might not take a queer role, let's discuss why straight actors are taking queer roles. To begin with, film companies cannot legally ask an actor their sexuality, so therefore it's all strictly in the work. It's up to the casting and the directors behind the project to decide who best conveys the role and then cast that person as the role. One's sexuality is their own business, and it's not for the public or the hiring people to know. So that's completely off topic for the work. If you really feel a need to know, then the person could just lie, just the same way that people do on their own college applications, because it's work. Even if they do lie, people can definitely just say, you don't seem gay to me, or you don't give off asexual vibes to me, when there's no way that you can really 100% know, which has been prevalent in the cases that I've mentioned thus far. Now, I'd like to go way back to an early example of this, which is actually shocking because back then it was role swapped, so it was actually a gay actor playing a straight role. William Haines, who was born in 1900s, and ever since an early age, he was fascinated by stage performances and early film cinema. And at 14 years old, he would run away with his then boyfriend and get jobs. His parents at home were worried, but Haines would not return home. Eventually, he would move to New York, and whether his boyfriend at the time accompanied him is unsure. Haines, at 17, would move back home to help his family after a fire, and then at 19 would move back to New York City. He would have various jobs on and off, including a kept man for an older woman. Then finally, he'd become a model and would be discovered at the age of 22 by a talent scout at a contest he entered. He would sign a contract and begin a series of films releasing over the next decade. Then in 1926, on a trip to New York, he would meet Jimmy Shields and begin a relationship with him. Haines would convince Shields to move to Los Angeles where he lives, and they would become a committed couple who their friends would state as being the happiest couple in Hollywood. The newspaper, however, would not discuss their relationship at all, and in 1933, Haines was unfortunately arrested in a YMCA, which is abbreviated for the Young Men's Christian Association, and this was due to Haines having a lavender marriage with a sailor woman, which this was to conceal his private relationship with Shields in hopes that it wouldn't affect his acting career. But he would be made to choose one marriage, and he would choose Shields. His final films with the studio were released in 1934, and he would retire from acting to begin an interior design business with Shields. He would describe the retirement from film as pleasant, since he's able to see the beauty of the films without the ugly side of the studio. But he would go on to take small film roles in the 1950s. Haines and Shields would remain together and travel the world up until 1972, when Haines was diagnosed with lung cancer, and then he would pass away in the summer of 1973. His partner Shields would struggle to cope with this and begin drinking, and then he would unfortunately die of barbiturate intoxication, leaving a note that read, "Goodbye to all of you who have tried so hard to comfort me in my loss of William Haines, who I have been with since 1926. I now find it impossible to do it alone. I am much too lonely." This is just a case that really warms my heart since they were so impossibly and dearly in love with each other. I just wish that they could have been open for their love of one another. They were so connected, but the studio did not want his sexuality to be revealed, as it would ruin the public perception of him. Not only him, but also the studio, as so many women were idolizing him as the perfect man. And so with the rumors of him possibly being a homosexual, it completely tarnished his image. It took away the very thing that made him successful, which was the mass public, specifically women, appeal. But some do argue that this did actually help him in acting, as he knew what women wanted to see from a man, since he too wanted that and was attracted to that. So it may have actually helped him with that process of the acting. Sexuality is a spectrum, and it's a unique journey to each person. One should feel supported while exploring and discovering themselves without the judgment or forced outing of others. I mean, do we really think that people should be forced out of the closet to prove that they are fully, truly, 100% authentically gay? And all before that they can explore the spectrum on their own terms. And all because people have taken it upon themselves to assume their sexuality and shove it in the actor's face. My view on the matter is that the same could very much be said about a human playing a mythical creature, such as Halle Bailey as Ariel, Sarah Paxton as Aquamarine, Aaliyah as Queen Akasha, Adam Sandler as Dracula. You get the point. And even with modern day people playing historical characters, such as Timothy Chalamet as Elio, Drew Barrymore as Danny DeBarbarak, Margot Robbie and Kate Blanchett as Elizabeth, so on and so forth. Actors who could not have experienced or have any type of lived-in experience to pull from and put into this role. So they're able to pull from a similar experience or even just articulate their emotions in such a way that they can give an authentic feeling take to the role. It's all in the right preparation beforehand to be in the correct headspace, as many actors do actually not think at all. This could be in order to let the emotions just flow out and just be a very realistic performance. Since the real people who would have lived through these things would not be thinking in their head, oh, what facial movement should I do next? They would just genuinely be letting everything come out of them naturally. The director is just putting them in the right mindscape and landscape, as well as becoming well versed and educated through other people, letting them know about the matter and the situation that they are acting upon. So research and insight is very much needed to accurately portray these characters. And now that is all that I have to say. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know all of your thoughts and opinions below, your take on the situation, your views, your opinions. I mean, even enlighten me any type of bit. Of course, everything, I would just like to keep the comment section very respectful, and I would also like to say that this is not anyway on the disrespectful takes of these, so any film that may have disrespectfully and purposefully misconstructed a gay person, that is not at all what I'm talking about. I'm typically talking about respectful movies that genuinely did their research and effort to be well versed and authentic. Now, that is all, but that's not all. I do actually have music if you guys would like to go check that out. So my album, Existence is a Scandal, is out now on all streaming platforms. That's Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, Google, YouTube Music even here on. You can check out the music videos on the channel. So that's Zai Room on all streaming platforms. I hope you guys check the music out, and I have other videos if you guys would like to see more from me. And that's all. I'll see you guys all next time, so bye.